Hi, it's Pam Silver Eagle. Blessings of the morning to you, at least the morning here where I am. Perhaps where you are, it's a different time of the day or evening. It is Tuesday, and that means it's time for another exciting share from the perch. So I invite you to join me at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I have invited a soul sister, just a very wise, intuitive, heart-centered Tiffany White Sage woman, producer of Goldylocks Productions. She's going to be on the platform with me today, and we are going, squirrel, reminding us to balance play and work. How perfect on this fall equinox and as the sun moves into Libra, yes? So today's share is going to be amazing. We're going to talk about these amazing frequencies that I've been sharing on my Facebook post, and that I want to bring some insight into what it is between the light body and the amazing frequencies that are appearing, that are presenting themselves. And I will say, to me specifically, from my experiences, and Tiffany is going to be with me, and we're going to share and invite you to join us and interact in that conversation. So I'm going to enjoy some time out here, Earth Mother, and this beautiful morning. Look forward to seeing you whenever it's convenient for you, and send you blessings from right here, right now.
Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Goldylocks Productions presents Enlightening Conversations with Pam Silver Eagle.
Hi, and welcome to the perch. That was fun, wasn't it? And certainly for all those who are gathering, we say hello. And I am Pam Silver Eagle. Just like that, here I am out of the woods and prepared to have a great share with you. And I've invited my friend, soul sister, as we're remembering, we've done this together before. This is, I'd like to welcome Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman onto ta-da platform with you under the perch. Hey, Tiffany. So grateful that you come to the other side of the lens today with me. Thank you.
Yes, oh, thank you. And hello, everyone that's joining us live, and welcome. And hello, Linnell, welcoming you. Thank you. I love that great intro. Didn't you love that video? Pam does post some really amazing videos, and I loved how the sun was coming from behind her and just showing her essence, her love and light. Did you capture that? Did you see that? And so she has really amazing videos and pictures on her Facebook page, which you need to check out.
Right there.
And we're going to share some of the ones that should be spotlighted today. We're just hang in there. We're going to share some of that too. So
absolutely. So just a real quick, I can't imagine that anybody watching right now, although it is very possible, because we, the Goldylocks production team, the host tribe, we are gaining more and more viewers all the time. And so we appreciate all the likes and shares with what all the hosts are presenting. And we've got amazing master classes and all kinds of gatherings and new stuff coming in this great new cycle. So please do share our shares with your friends and on your social media as you feel guided with your peeps, and so that everyone may benefit, because after all, we are all here walking each other home and creating this new earth of love and light. And we could all use some help, some assistance at this most auspicious and wonderful and not always so easy time. So Tiffany, I was going to say, is Reverend Tiffany, just a short little intro, is a cosmic heart healing practitioner. She is a Seraphim blueprint practitioner. She's a level 6 Reiki master. Pronounce the type of Reiki for me.
It's Usui.
Usui Reiki master. Do you want to speak just because there's so many different Reikis? Can you tell us just a little bit about that?
Well, this was the first Reiki, so to speak, the one that opened it up for everyone else. Okay. And so this is the traditional Usui Reiki, which is with the bloodline, so to speak. And, and so it is from, and it does have some of the Japanese culture in there, but pretty much what Usui had channeled was very old Atlantean time healing. But as we all do, culturally, we put our cultural beliefs and symbolisms in there. And so the Japanese symbols, of course, the Reiki symbols, have that Japanese culture to it, which is fine. It's very beautiful. I love that. But we recognize the underlaying of that energy of, oh, hold on. I love that cultural interpretation, but I recognize this energy is very old. Right? Mm-hmm. And so then it was like, oh, I want to go deeper. I want to go there. Right? Let's explore that. So that opens the door of even remembering. And this is natural, so natural. In all of us, it's really in our genetics, even our divine blueprint of this, of not just this, but any type of healing. I should say all the healing modalities, and the more that you learn it with different healing modalities, you don't separate what type of healing I'm going to give you. It all comes together and they work in harmony with one another, and you just bam, deliver it. There you go.
Right on. That's so true. And of course, Tiffany is the visionary, the owner, producer here at Goldylocks Production, and we have just launched the 6th year. So congratulations again. We opened that up a couple weeks ago. So thank you, Tiffany, for providing this platform. You know, when we follow our guidance, as most of us know, sometimes we resist, but we have so many helpers, so much assistance, and, you know, to have the vision to start creating this platform back 6 years ago, you know, we wouldn't, you know, many of us had an idea where we were going, but how important it is at this time, because it's a platform of integrity and where we can share freely our wisdom, our gifts, sacred gifts, and conversations. So thank you, Tiffany, on behalf of humanity, on behalf of Earth Mother, and all of the universe, because it's a portal in itself, isn't it? Really.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would say too, is that the healers who really connect heart to heart, and it's interesting because of all the different modalities that I had learned. So I sat and asked years ago, what type of healing do I do now? And that's where I heard you do cosmic heart healing. I'm like, oh, because it's from my heart to the cosmic heart of the feminine, divine feminine. And I'm like, oh, so they're like, use it. And I'm like, okay. Like, if anyone asks you, you'll know, because it's a very balanced state, masculine and feminine, the cosmic heart to the, even though we call it divine feminine, but she's very balanced in the masculine as well. And so all these beautiful energies, and it is fast. And when you do open a healing session, you are opening up a sacred space. You are opening up a healing portal. So just know that. And that's why it is important when you have healing to have an opening and to have a closing.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes again. I want to just say that I resonate with how, as you were coming up through your studies, you know, we're always the, you know, the students, seekers, some would say, and we're the teachers as well. And I was guided first to, I think I've shared this one of my first shows, to, you know, I was a very accomplished athlete, and I didn't understand the energy piece back then. But when reflecting back, it's one of the things that helped me, just that sense of energy to be so successful as an athlete, especially on the volleyball court. And, you know, when I look back, that I was cultivating that all along. But then when I was really starting to awaken, I was guided to a really basic Tai Chi class at a YMCA one summer when I was up in Pennsylvania. Excuse me. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing. I was so excited about really just feeling with intention, right? The energy, the life force, the chi, the prana.
Yeah.
And then I was guided onto a big conference a couple years later, and it was a quantum touch. It was Jeff Primack's quantum energy conferences that he does, and it was like a 4-day. It was a Memorial Day weekend back then in Orlando, and that just took me to a whole new level. And then I just started integrating that into my daily life. And then I was guided to study quantum touch energy healing. And so I was kind of asking my guidance too, as I was bringing all these tools in and teachings, because I was guided not to tag myself as a quantum touch, you know, or to go to become a Qigong master or whatever, because I thought, I was like, oh, maybe this is it. This is what I'm to do. And so my guidance is, this is all bringing about, you know, the divine energy. And I refer to it as my old medicine, because I hold the sacred way of the Native American teachings. And for those of you who are not familiar with Frank Fool's Crow, he was, I believe, let's see, it was his nephew of Black Elk, who was also such a great faith keeper, medicine man in the Lakota. And he's one of my guides, and I'm sure hindsight I didn't know, but now I know, was guiding me through this. And so, like you said, when they, you know, Fool's Crow, he would say, oh, we become the hollow bone. And when we are in our pureness and we set the intention in the prayer and we let it flow through us, you know, sometimes when I do my energy sessions with clients, they've been to other practitioners who, you know, want to analyze and work on special areas. And I know, you know, there are some people that maybe do their medicine in that way, but my answer is always, you know, between Great Spirit and your higher self, you know, you will receive exactly what you are meant to receive. And I am here to, you know, bring it through and support you in however I can do that. So that's, you know, in essence, what you're saying is that, you know, it's heart-centered, it's of the pureness, and we surrender the hollow bone, the channel, you know, whatever term you want to use. So, yeah, whatever. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I love you. The hollow bone, the conduit.
Yes. That's it. And, you know, I would say for those who maybe just kind of recognizing that they have an interest, a calling, a nudge to maybe study some different modalities for healing. And of course, you know, there's so many different ones, you know, theta healing and on. You'll know, you know, you kind of dabble and experiment and see what feels right to you. No pressures from anybody else, because, you know, just like our sacred gifts, where we have, each of us have our, you know, what is ours. And of course, we're expanding, and then so too our gifts and our abilities. But really just follow your guidance. And, you know, when you start poking around with, oh, there's this type of healing, that type of healing, and just let your inner compass be your guide, is my suggestion, you know, my advice.
I love
Tiffany?
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to read some comments here. So Robin said she's listening while she works. Thank you so much, Robin, for tuning in. And I'm open to receive the messages. That's beautiful. Thank you, Robin. But you do want to watch this later, because we're going to show some phenomenal pictures later that I want you to see what you see. You know, I want you to, don't let us manipulate by us saying this is what we feel is here. Let you, you know, feel it as well. All right, but Linnell, I felt like the male feminine thing this morning when I was singing, because I sang really low and then I sang really high. You know, I do that, the gong behind me every morning. I sing Om, and I'll start low and then I'll go high. high, whether you do the scales, right? And then high and then back low again. And there is something we feel that I don't know, it's like it's a spark, a shift. We feel that within us when we do that. And it's like, whoa, yeah, we feel those two Kundalini snakes dancing in harmony.
Yeah, and I think Lee, or I was gonna say hi Lee. Hi Lee.
Hi. In on us, energetically.
That's right. That's how it is. I was gonna say I think I heard you speaking, and it may have been on one of Lee's shows, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't even you, or maybe it's what you're about to say. But what was it after all that? Oh, that as when we are being the love and the light, and we are traveling about, and we are always being on call. I call it on call, and so whether we're going into the grocery store or out in a park, wherever it is, we are the feet on the ground and of the divine. And so sometimes to shift frequencies, we do, whether it be humming, whistling. And so kind of to what Linnell was speaking and what you were just saying, and I find that when I do that naturally, and of course I take my sacred flute many places wherever I'm guided, and certainly when we show these pictures coming up, I did a lot of, it was sacred space with flute that day, so that was also really helping to raise the vibrations. But sometimes I find myself in the midst of people interacting, and it's not of love and light, and there may be an argument going on or whatever's taking place, and I'll just start kind of humming or whistling, and it helps to bring us back into balance. But also it's so too within and without, and people, it doesn't have to be a big scene. People don't even know. It's like this sacred covering of love and light, just whistling, humming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Sarah. Hello, Maureen. Hello, Jill. Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us. And so, I love when I can sing straight out of bed. Power to you, Linnell. I don't think I can sing right out of bed.
Oh, goodness.
Although when I do open curtains, for the old Gene Kelly movie, the little musical thing, good morning to you, good morning. I'll do that. I'm singing that to the sun as I'm opening the windows. I let the plants get the sunlight; they're all happy. So I'm seeing that. But the dog's staring at me like, there she goes again.
Oh.
Hello, Ruth.
And for the viewers who may be new on my platform, I can not really see. So Tiffany is my eyes as to who's with us, and we're going to interact in that way. And as we're going to like to kind of start getting into, as the time just goes by so quickly, these the frequencies that I've been posting and experiencing. And again, what I'm going to speak of is my personal experiences.
Yes.
And then we would like everyone just to kind of hold off on maybe any questions, but we also want to provide some opportunity for people to share. If you do have questions about what we're sharing, both pictures and what we're speaking, but also, we'd like to hear from some of you, or any of you, actually all of you, who have had experiences. And, at this time of the great ascension, where Earth Mother's ascending and these frequencies all across Earth Mother are rising. And so too, as those of us who, we're doing our work, the healing and re-remembering, and our soul blueprints, our light bodies are coming through as we are raising the frequencies. And so I want to just say that this is based on my experience. And then Tiffy's here with us. I think the energy is just like, woo! Tiffany is here to provide guidance, an insight, and she's going to work work on the pictures, as she's got the control of the mouse. What we would also like to say is that Tiffany, if you want to just make an announcement about the pictures, and I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to share some pictures here, and these were taken from Pam in Sacred Ceremony. So just please, we ask no screenshots, no sharing right now with these. Her photos are protected. This was done in Sacred Ceremony. And so, but we wanted to share these with you. She wanted to share these with you, with us, and just let's just be honored with the beautiful energies. And as she explains what she was feeling at the moment when she was taking these pictures, and let's just enjoy this, okay? So I just wanted to put that on there. Let me get this screen. Here we go. Here's the first photo we're going to show. And I can zoom in on this, but look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Just right there.
Yeah, so what I'd like to start out by sharing is that, I've become aware of my call to be this earth guardian and this anchor, also working with the grid lines. These frequencies, like I said, this is an example of a really brilliant capture of a frequency. And it's been probably 3 or 4 years since I started really tuning in when these energies, I can feel them. I don't see them initially with my physical eye, although I will say that I'm starting to see more and more, glimpses of, oh, there's something here. There's an energy here. But it's so important that Tiffany and I were talking before we went on the air here, that I want everyone to recognize and understand that, this is ceremony, and Tiffany, just explained that whenever I go into the woods, I always set the intention, and I set the prayers up, and I set my intentions for my walk and my being of service to the divine plan. So this is always sacred space, and whenever you see me posting any pictures, it doesn't just appear. It is a divine frequency. It is safe, and there is protection, and we do that with intention, and calling in all of the divine energies, the helpers. I work with the ascended masters, of course, the Holy Family, the different angelic realms, and beyond. I mean, our celestial brothers and sisters of love and light, and just my personal guides, and so many ancient earth guardians who are walking with me. And so when you are out and about and you see these photos and what we're going to be talking about, it is, you can feel you are receiving transmission through these photos and through the video that you saw at the beginning. So at some point I will have some sacred packages to be offering these transmissions in a very sacred way to support my soul mission, my ministry, however you want to call. So if you go out, and some of you that are experiencing the frequencies, again, it's really important to hold it in a sacred way as ceremony. This is to be treated with utmost respect, and when we are doing this work, and of course for protection, not just for self, but for being responsible in our earth walk as divine channels. So this picture, and one other thing I'd like to say is, it's important to remain very humble, and yet to stand in that I am presence. It's pretty just mind-blowing what we're experiencing these days. And so if I were to say I understand everything that I'm seeing, that would not be truth. So always in my integrity, I knew that I heard reach out to Tiffany, but as important, I knew that I could trust Tiffany as a channel, as a divine, pure channel. And so I shared these photos. I was in a sacred space, let me say this, up over across the line in New York State. The space is an ancient park. It's called Panama Rocks. And many of you who are watching this will have been there. Some of you may be inspired to go there. But what I would preface is, all of Earth Mother is sacred. And of course, we know that there are these portal spaces and grid lines and, vortexes. Some places hold special spaces. But before you jump in the car or get on the plane to go, it's important to recognize that, as a divine channel, where your frequency is at this time is also going to play a part in what you're bringing through. So, Tiffany, would you like to add anything to that?
Well, I think we should I want to do a close-up on this. Because sometimes, when you take pictures on your phone, come home, upload them onto a computer or laptop and blow them up. And then you can really see, I just love looking at all of these. Oh my gosh. It's just so beautiful. And I actually think what she captures is these higher. She captures this Seraphim, which are 6-winged angels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they have red wings with some blue in it too. So the Seraphim angels, she always captures. I see them, and it just always amazes me. But let's look down here. Let's look at this. This looks like a mushroom, doesn't it? A little mushroom table. There's some sort of crystal here, crystal energizer. And then right behind that, with the cursor, you see it's like this. It looks like an earth, right? A holographic symbol of the earth. And so I was amazed immediately, because it was, wow, Pam, this is very sacred space right here. A lot of ceremonies took place. I'm going to zoom in a little more. A lot of ceremonies took place here. And then it was intergalactic council would come in, and they still do. Obviously, they had session with Pam here, but in ancient times, the tribe members, all right, the Earth tribe members would meet here with angels, with the galactic light beings, and all have council here. And so this is a very sacred space, and it leaves an imprint. Mm-hmm. It leaves a high vibration. And so it's, we talk about you go into a bad place and cringe. Well, there's some very beautiful high energy places you can go to and go, oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And this is one of those. So I love that. Are you ready to go to the next picture, Pam?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's another beautiful one. Look at that. Should we be able to zoom in on this one just a bit too? And again, I want you to look. This is the one that kind of made me fall out at first, and I realized again, oh, they're beautiful. Look at like the rays coming down, or coming down, and then look at all this beautiful energy. And then it's, look at that. Oh, more. Isn't that just gorgeous? Let me zoom in a little bit more here. Oh, look at that. That is just so beautiful. It's almost like a message in a bottle. But look at the faces. Look at the faces. You see faces here. You see there's a skull here inside this orb. I see a skull. And this is where, there's more faces all around. This is with this spot here too. Is not just where they had ceremony, but this is where one particular tribe came. If anyone's familiar with the 12, the quartz crystal skulls of Earth, all right. Well, one particular tribe came here that had the skull, and this is where they would upload the information to the 13th skull, which is the amethyst skull up in the etheric. And so it's interesting as this information is being uploaded, there's the purple, right? It looks like the purple skull, like it's being uploaded to that one that holds all the consciousness and information from all of the 12 crystals that were on this human on Earth plane. And the reason is that was their old way of recording history. They recorded everything into these crystals and then uploaded into the master crystal. All right. And so isn't that beautiful? This is something that cannot be destroyed. It is completely protected. The 13th amethyst crystal is protected by Anubis. So if anyone knows Anubis, yeah, good luck trying to pull one over on them. So all right, so here's the next one. This one here was also too just to like, oh my gosh. Again, all these are protected. And now you can see this even clearly, the skull, I feel like right there. You can really see the crystal skull. But what I love, you see this pyramid, this blue pyramid, right? Oh, now Pam, now I see the arrow up. As above, so below.
So below. Yes.
As above, so below.
And I cultivate that often, Helios and Vesta, and I bring it in. And so when these images showed up and as we were piecing it together, I went, right on.
I love it. So and see the rainbow right there, the rainbow ray. This is the rainbow ray energy that we are working on now.
Yes.
We've talked about the violet flame of Saint Germain has ascended as well. And there's higher aspects of the Saint Germain violet flame. The next step up was the lilac fire of source. Many of you familiar with that know that we've made that statement before on my shows. And then it has ascended again to the rainbow ray, the rainbow light. And so there you go. It's being supported by that rainbow light right there. It's all very beautiful. So you see all the different aspects, from the purple to even a little bit of pink. And then I love this coloring to the rainbow. But yep, as above, so below. And always stay grounded too. Stay anchored into this earth mother. And yes, we are all star seeds. We know that, but we have to show our love and support for this earth plane, for Lady Gaia. She is a living being. All right. Mm-hmm. This is the newest one you showed me.
Yeah.
That awesome. I'm like,
the energy, it just takes me right back. And I know the transmission is coming through, but I just, to see and to experience the transmission, but to be in it. I'll talk a little bit about that after we've presented here this next one.
All right, so I want to zoom in again. You see this rainbow. You can see the rainbow rays coming down here, right? Oh, is that purple? Love that. And then this actually looks like a blue being wearing a cape. I think we talked about that. You see the face. You see it's this blue ray being. All right. Now, did you want to say anything, or do you want me to go on to the spot?
Yeah, just, interesting when you sent that. I am a blue ray. I came in on the blue ray this lifetime. The green ray is my monadic ray. So it's very familiar. And so for me, again, I experience I just feel so much love, divine love, of course, and joy through, these energies. So that's, for me, what I feel, and just, of course, like I said, safe and just so peaceful, and yet like giddy, like childlike, like joy. Yeah.
So right here, this I want to make note of this little white right here. Now we're going to go. I blew this up, and this is this next picture here. Let me get this to come up. Hold on. I think I might have to minimize this first. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is the blown up part of it. Now this is really blown up, and you can still see, like, to me, I see like a skull here, a face, and this blue, there's the pointer, this blue ray coming down from their crown chakra, so to speak. Now, interestingly, this has a being with it, another being. See 4 teeth? And then look at the eye. There's a yellow eye. So looks reptilian, doesn't it? Is it an alligator? Is it a dragon? And then here's that white line that I was showing you in the other one. Now it's magnified. This right here is actually a portal opening. This is an opening. Most people will say that there's a tear in energy. There's never a tear in energy. You don't tear energy, but it does open and to look like a tear. So this is a portal opening. This is where it came in, all right, through this portal. But I love that this being has some sort of animal with it. and you get to see that. Is that awesome? I was like,
it's wild.
Look at that. Isn't that great?
It was crazy good.
I know, right? And so if we want to just even go back again, now this is what it looks like zoomed in, and this is what we zoomed in on, was this blue being right here. So isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. Yeah. So, and again, I feel the energies, and I'm always guided, when I sense them. And in Panama Rocks the other day, that was Saturday. It was Saturday, yeah, Friday, Saturday, one of those days. That it was so filled with so much energy, and I could feel, of course, so many of the. It was the Erie Indians who were there in those dwellings, and those caverns. And again, I put up some pictures on my Facebook page, so you if this is of interest to you, you can check those out as well. But just the ancient rocks, that was all shifted and formed back in the Ice Age, the glaciers. So I forget. I'll put a link up to Panama Rocks on that Facebook page as well. But the it was all covered. It was all under ocean at that time. And then when the natives, so many different prehistoric people and so forth come through, and as the land mass changed. But so the Erie Indians, there was plaques along the trail, and it talked about how they lived, and I could feel different areas in those stones where were obviously ceremonial areas, and where there were these deep crevices, some of them like 50 feet deep, where it said the natives would put their meat and so forth down in those crevices in the winter. So, this is obviously the snow belt region, and it would keep their meats and cold up until, into the summer. So just, it's so brilliant to see, and for me to be able to feel them with me and the gratitude I was receiving. There's so many guardians in the rock people and ancient trees there in that space. So I do recommend, if you're in that, it's in the Chautauqua Lake areas of New York. So if you're familiar with that area, or if anyone's passing through, the viewers, or make it a point to visit sometime and support people that own that space, they are truly the guardians of that area, and I've done a really nice job of preserving it in the way that it is, and allowing people to still go back and be respectful as always, and just have these amazing experiences. And of course, depending on how open one is, create ceremony. And I have a feeling I'll be returning there soon with some friends, and we will perhaps get to share about that visit as well. But I was curious, do we have, should we open this up to any questions or shares? Do we have anybody else on there with us?
They're just all loving the picture. So if y'all wanted to viewers, if you wanted to, how did that make you feel, those photos? Is there anything you want to share about? And a lot of them are like, yes, thank you. I see many faces, a lot of ETs. All those faces are incredible, so that's great. And so, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Robin, are these pictures on Pam's Facebook? I read pictures all the time. I would love to look at them more closely. Great pictures. Yes, Pam, you did post them on your Facebook, didn't you? Did you post those?
I don't know that I posted any of those. I can't remember. I did post those up over the weekend, so I'd have to go back and look. But there are very similar photos up there, and lots of pictures of the area, so all the rocks and the trees that I was just speaking of.
Oh, yes. And that's, connecting with that. And, I know we talked about, the crystals holding the information being uploaded but so does the whole, the stones, the trees. They hold all this information as well, and so it's so beautiful. You just go and you have a conversation with them. They'll tell you, and but it's hard to find people that will listen now, and go take a hike, go take a walk without headphones on.
Yes. Yes.
How are you going to hear nature talking to you when you're distracted?
And I spent a lot of time, and they're doing a nice job right now because of the whole safe distance. You have to, if you're going through up until, I don't know, October, but you can look on their website. And anyways, you have to make a reservation so that they're staggering the parties going in. Well, I was solo, so to speak. And I went in, and there was a group with, some children behind me, and there was a group not too far ahead of me of about 5 people. And I knew that for what I was going to do, I was calling in some the opportunity, some assistance in creating some solo space once I got out there, so that I could do what I knew I was going to be doing. And so there were many times when I was up in the rocks, or in some of these crevices, just being still, or doing, taking pictures and putting up prayers, anchoring. And there were parties of people going by me, and it's just an observation of, I love that, so many people are getting back into the outdoors as a healthy option at this time, and are automatically, whether they're conscious of it or not, reconnecting with Earth Mother. But it was so interesting that, how people, like you said, some of them had headphones on. So it's just like missing so much. I'm listening to the birds and the chipmunks, and tuned in to the trees, and talking to the rock people, the guardians, and all the beings that are with me. And people, there were so many times, and I actually had this jacket on, this shirt, and people walking right by me, and they had no idea I was there. I was just standing, but because they're out there, and many people, we've a good number, I think a generation or more, that don't know how to be in the outdoors because they're so stimulated by technology, which we know is a gift. And yet, if you haven't spent time in the outdoors, people don't know how to interact. They don't slow themselves down, and so they miss a lot of. I saw a turkey, which the totem of the turkey is abundance of blessings, and so I was listening to it for about 10 minutes, calling down in the field, down below where I was taking a break. I actually filmed a little meditation that I'll put up at some point, just kind of a fun, just spontaneous meditation that I did, and I was waiting to see if the turkey was going to come up closer. And a couple groups went by, and I thought, oh, is the turkey going to get scared? And then I saw him come up out of the field into the woods, and he's clucking away. And then along came another group, and they were so loud, and of course, right back down into the field it went. So it's just, people miss so much. So I just want to encourage, if you're not, used to being in the outdoors, and I used to teach my students this when I was teaching in the public school system, because my classroom was outdoors. And I was teaching the kids, because I saw through the 28-ish years that I taught that the children, were not only, so many of them, they weren't in their lives, in their, family situation, getting into the outdoors. So not only do they not know how to interact, but so many of them don't even like being outdoors. They don't like bugs, and they don't like to sweat, and they, oh my. And because that's where I spend still, even as a kid, and even still, anytime I can be outdoors, that's where I'm at. And, even eating my meals, I come out here on the deck when the weather's nice, and I eat. And so I can't even fathom it, but that's where, so many of people in our society are, in our culture here, especially in America and beyond. So again, I encourage everyone to get outdoors and be still, be present in the now. It is in itself a great meditation. That is meditation, right? Just being in the now moment. Hear the birds, feel the wind coming, gracing you, blessing you. Feel your feet rooting into Earth Mother. Listen to the water, babbling in the stream, or whatever the case may be. That is how you get present. And to just, when I create these nature journeys and take people on these wellness, as I call them, walkabouts, which I really look forward to doing more of as people can go out and about more, and as people are traveling more. That is one of the first things. And I keep the groups. I love to do the individual journeys, but I also do small groups. And it's very challenging for many people to just be, so.
Exactly. Once you get out there and you are grounded, and it doesn't matter really if you have shoes on or off, or, because energy goes through all of that anyway. But the point is to recognize that energy coming from the bottom of your feet, connecting deep down into earth, and then listen to that heartbeat, your heartbeat getting into sync with her heartbeat. And that is so beautiful. Go out and in the wind, what messages do you have? I always ask the wind as it's blowing around, what messages do you have? And you can actually hear whispers. You can, and so it's, they want to talk to us, but we have to listen. So yeah. Linnell, too funny. I talk turkey. Yeah. It's it must be one of my sacred animals, because I absolutely have always been this way, is that I won't eat turkey. I won't eat any feathered beings. I'm very funny that way. And I've always been like that. It's just, now the only thing, because growing up in the South, I did eat fried chicken, but that's the only way my dad could get me to eat chicken. Because otherwise I wasn't going to have it. And it was always the legs, but I just, otherwise it's, to me, all the feathered beings, all the beings are very sacred, but to me, for some reason, I was just like, no, I'm not going to eat those, especially turkey. But we did grow up in Virginia, where it's ham, Virginia hams, but, for holiday time. But it's like, yeah, there's just something very sacred to me about a turkey, I feel, and any feathered being. So, and yes, make sure that we do bless our food for those that are still consuming meat. Blessing. Bless your food, bless your water, bless it all. When you're in the shower, bless this and all water. Cup water in your hands and do the same thing. I say that when I'm filling up the bird bath for the birds, and I was like, oh, I'm grateful for this water. Bless this and all water. And it also makes it healthy for them, right? You're recharging, revitalizing. And so it's, it's great things we can do. It's not impossible. It doesn't cost anything, but it's priceless.
That's right. Just in our daily walk, really, it's, wherever we are, we just set those intentions and, be mindful, just even speaking, positive affirmations into the air, just affirming love and peace, kindness, compassion, healing. As more and more people have awakened, this is the love force, the light force that's sweeping the land, and we all contribute, and so we want to be mindful what we're contributing. But,
right, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we all have our moments, in our humanness. There's there's triggers, there's days that may be more challenging, or times than others, but these are all the tools. And so again, as you just ask for guidance and right resources, the right opportunities, the right teachers, communities to connect with, and hold the faith, breathe in that intention, the energy of sustained joy. And that's really important frequency. And speaking of Reverend Lee, the one book that she wrote, the 12 Mastery Teachings of Christ, those are really valuable tools, because It just helps us. They seem, I don't want to say simple. They're easy to do when just in our daily walk, and they make a big difference. And because we receive, like talking about frequency, those are actual frequencies. You know, I have moments where, you know, and it's just like, man, it doesn't feel so good. And so I'll intentionally stop and breathe, sacred breath, and affirm, you know, and call in frequency of joy, of peace, of, you know, sustained joy, or just that sacred breath takes us there, you know, and brings us the blessings. And we ask our helpers, you know, call on our helpers to support us, you know, and they're there. We just have to call on them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And it's even more so, you know, we get there's dragons that help us, that, you know, that unicorns have come back in large amounts. These aren't mystical beings. They're actual true beings. And the unicorn is the ascended horse.
Yes.
So very, very powerful. And so it's, you know, it's not uncommon for those that work around horses to see unicorns and Pegasus, because there you go.
Yes.
So
and,
it,
you know,
yeah.
I'm just to interject there. As you spoke of the energy of horse and the unicorn, that is a representation of power, but also freedom. And, you know, that is to the violet flame that so many of us are working with. This is the time, you know, we are working on our freedom and victory in the light. And so those, you know, if you resonate with animals and maybe, you know, not this so much or that so much, call on these energies, these spirit messengers and helpers. What I'm holding in my hand, I smiled when you said that, because this was a gift that Rev Lee scooped up out of Lake Erie for me when Joanne Gall and Lee and I were doing ceremony out there a couple of months ago. And she heard, oh, this is Pam's dragon. So she went and, you know, this is what she got out of the water. And it represents to me on another level too, the seahorse. And that's what I saw, because I had a horse, and she was born in 1976. Her name was Liberty. And there was a significant healing around me losing Liberty that took place the day that Joanne and Lee and I were out there. And then, you know, I didn't tell them the story, but I knew that Liberty was with me. And then Lee brings this beautiful sacred totem to me. So, and it was interesting. So I grabbed it right before we came out to get on the show today. So roundabout way to say right on.
Yeah. You know, and that's interesting, because that's what it looks like as a horse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was in the sea. We were doing some but yep, perfect. That would just, so it's one of my sacred pieces that I call upon in ceremony, or, you know, take with me, or guided to bring it today to share with everyone. So yeah. Beautiful.
I love that, and how symbolic a staff is too.
Yes.
Whether they're staffs, whether they're wands, our spine is a staff. The hollow bone, the conduit. And when you think about the caudicus, that medical staff that has the two snakes going up the staff, which is our spine, and then the wings on top. Hey, don't forget your divinity.
That's right. There you go. By the way,
the symbol right there says it all. It doesn't represent pharmaceutical companies. It represents us.
That's right. Right on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. But yeah, there's something else, you know, just it's almost like an antenna for our own power, with our own energy. When I'm talking about that kind of power, the power from the heart. And that's what empowerment is when we drop from the mind control of 3D, of the third dimension. Mind control, this is what's going on. This is how can you control the masses, is dumb them down and use fear and everything else. Mind. Get out of that. Drop into the sacred heart center where command is. Where do you think the commandments came from? The command center Sacred Heart Center. This should always be the lead co-pilot. This should be the pilot, co-pilot.
Right
All
on.
right, because this is a pilot, it will crash you every time. It doesn't know, it lies to you. It doesn't know what's best for you.
Yeah.
And how can it? How old is your mind? Only as old as your biological body. How old is your soul, which you get to from the Secret Heart Center? Timeless. I think I want to go there to get advice from, not here.
Right.
Now, the ultimate mind power is when both hemispheres of your brain are working together in harmony, and listen to the Sacred Heart Center, because it goes from here to pop open that third eye, and there you go. And then that's very powerful, that information that flows through you like that. So you want to make sure you're working from your command center.
Right on.
And that's powerful advice for everything that's going on right now. It's just going to get crazier.
Yeah.
From now to the end of the year, because we've got a lot of political things. We still got some Mother Nature purging, releasing with weather. But it's okay. We're all going to be fine. Let's just stay in love. That's the best thing we can do. Okay. And we could say simply, but do that when you're upset or off balance. It's not so simple, is it?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
It's not. So just do that, and stay focused. Stay focused on peace. Stay focused on love, and keep your light shining brightly, so others who are just waking up can find you. They can find each other. We find all each other and help each other. Okay. So that's what's going to get us through. So
yeah. And for everyone, we all start to experience so much change, and what we want to be surrounding ourselves with. The things that used to resonate no longer resonate, and it's important to honor that. And a lot of times it's really challenging, especially when it comes to relationships. And when I say relationships of all kinds. So your peeps very likely start to change, and you want to really honor your healthy boundaries, create those, set those, and the people that make you feel good, genuine peace, love. You want more of that. The things that you go out and do, hobbies. That's what we want more of. Things that don't feel good, well, there's a reason. And so you go within and you take a close look at these things, and we're all moving into it's a change of season, and the winds of change are blowing for sure in my own life, and for each of us, and here on the earth plane. So a lot of people have a hard time with change, and I used to live in that way because it's how I grew up. But one thing we know for sure is that the change is what is constant, and we have to flow with that and honor how we expand and honor the changes within us, so that we can thrive, and so we can all thrive and live in a peaceful, harmonious way. Mm-hmm. It's important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And just a quick day is fall equinox. So beautiful time. So it's enjoy the fall, and well, I just want to thank so much, Pam Silver Eagle. Thank you. I'm so grateful and honored to be sitting on the perch with you today. And just to remind everybody, or let everybody know, to my website, who doesn't know, whitesagewoman.com. So you can find me. Of course, you can find Pam on Facebook, Pam Silver Eagle, right there. And you should go through and check. She has a lot of phenomenal photos and sharings, and just these are very healing photos. You can just sit and feel the energy off of it, and it's so very beautiful. So
and quick, in my offerings of currently what I'm offering as my services, if you go to that Facebook page of mine and check out these upgrades that I'm doing, these frequency upgrades for people. Yes, I can do those from a distance. So check out those offerings. And if you have questions, just send me a Facebook message and we can schedule with ease and grace. And I'd be glad to assist you along your journey. So Tiffany, thank you for being with me here. Blessings to all. And have an amazing day.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yay.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.